Alrighty, what is up, everyone? It's been a little bit. Haven't streamed Elden Ring for about a week, just because I was a bit under the weather and all that, and then we're playing FGO and Arknight, so. But we're back. Time to get this Magic Knight rolling. We'll see if my graphics card can handle streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time here. Let me know if it looks extra choppy or anything like that. I'm setting it, the frame rate, to be 48 frames per second instead of 60, and I want to see if that helps. Seems to be running decently well on my end, at least right now. Look at me getting Sanson at the start of the stream. Also, hey, Kiba. Alright, let's do an invasion right off the bat. I'll tell you, I'm really tempted to just play my already established characters, because I really am in the mood to just PvP, but I want to get this character up. I think it'll be a fun, unique, different character. What is going on with Torrent? That is the second time he's done that. It must have something to do with, like, connecting to an invasion right as you get off. Okay, they're down below. Do I remember how to play this character? I think so. It's not too complicated. Got my 3 talismans right now, on the way to get my 4th. This guy's making a run for it. Wait, did he not go in here? He did. Okay. That guy had, like, no health. Maybe level the vigor stat a little bit. That would be my recommendation for that one. Oh, this guy's doomed. I think I may have shown up at a bad time. Here's the thing, I actually didn't. Never mind. Fuck those guys. I'm not defending that. When I invaded, they were way back there with, like, no mobs attacking them, right? But and instead of, like, progressing and killing a few mobs at a time and you know, killing the big guy and then moving on, they're like, nope, we're just running past everything. And so obviously that caught up with them, so I don't feel bad. Yeah, are we live on YouTube? Let me make sure here. The chance I fucked that up. Oh crap, we're actually not. Okay, no, we are. Either that or we just now are. But I can see it there now. Should be fine. Alright. Back to business. I'll do another invasion because we didn't really have much fun there. Saber Nero with the 66 and the ridiculous amount, but I appreciate it. Guess I'll buy the torch up here for the invisible ladies later. Dagger thoughts. Foul tarnished, yep. We will be fighting Morgott before long. I will happily cheese that. I tell you, I'm really in the mood to play Dark Souls 3. You know, my chat was talking about that Great Club playthrough we did a long time ago, and then I realized a lot of the VODs were never uploaded, or never made live, so I was looking through the VODs trying to find them, and I did find them, and just kind of scanning through the invasions I did and whatnot, I was like, man, I want to play Dark Souls 3 again, and that was a pretty cool playthrough, honestly. Why is this an attack? Who had this idea? Like, random skeleton in a graveyard turns into the Antichrist. Me. You can't get their armor, which is kind of a shame. I'd love it if the DLC fixed a lot of stuff like that. I'd really would like to see some improvements to the base game. Okay, we want that. These have some uses. Oh, we're invading. That'll have to do. I've never seen that. I've seen it a decent amount, although I guess I PvP out here, so that increases the odds of seeing it. But you can kill those skeletons really quickly, so you won't see it then. But in an invasion, a lot of times if you're like the red and you're fucking with them, it buys the mobs time to do it. Also, the skeletons earlier in the game don't do it. Like, The skeletons out here, right by under the bridge and stuff in this waterway, they don't do it. It's not really that rare of an attack. It's more of you can just kill them really quick. And then again, the other skeletons don't use it. Oh, I don't have a run arc iron. That's kind of odd. Did I die to something stupid? I don't even... Alright, so we gotta fight the other tree sentinel. Who, isn't complete bullshit, but he can be a little annoying with some of his attack patterns. Not the best invasions so far. Killed the guy for free. The other guy aggroed the boss. Not sure my magic is gonna be awesome in this cave, but I guess we'll see. That was the wrong spell. Really brave host right here. This is probably not a good time for my magic, honestly. Oh yeah, these guys are gonna be super chicken shit. Might be able to parry that guy. He's gonna spam the running attack like that. Got him! Snipe the hell out of that guy. I thought about going for the full spinning slash to hit the phantom, but figured it was better to just finish the host off there. Some rare use of the rolling attack on these bad boys. Alright, let's, before we invade again, let's go fight this boss. Do I have a mace that's up to snuff? We're at plus 30. Yeah, I think the mace will be the way to go here. Oh, dual swords still do decent. I could do the jump attack boost. I'll try that. And then I'll bust out my magic nonsense. Which I don't know why I didn't use that in the invasion I was just in. I guess it kind of slipped my mind. How many do I have? I have only 11. I'm gonna have to go grab more in a second. I always forget that is up here. I suspect some of my characters don't even have it because of that. And hey, lost. Am I going the right way? Not sure. Yeah, okay, I am. Alright. I'll try to do this boss without a spirit summon. We'll do it, legit. Although these guys, I'm gonna use the mace for. That just makes sense. Go for this one first. Don't think he's aiming at me. Good. I'm not two-handing. Good start. That is not how physics work, game. What? Interesting. At least I got it. Alright, big damage. Whiff, alright. Nice to use half your stam to go through a guy's leg. Very nice. Fuck. Oh, well. Of course. Didn't need my flasks anyway. I don't know how you could do like reasonable damage here while also avoiding those, because if you wanted to avoid the other archer, your damage would go so low. The one with the melee attacks actually respawns, but these guys don't. You can knock them down crazy easy with this mace, though. Wait a moment, then charge it. Oh, my apologies. Jeez. I should have flashed right there. He probably would have given me 2 back. Maybe I do use the mace. I think the dual swords, though, will do more damage if I use the jump attack talisman. Game. There you go. Get all sneaky like. Oh boy, do I vastly prefer doing PvP over bosses, but it'll be kind of spicy with us only having a +3 and whatnot. What's in my special flask? You can't see it when it's on the other hotbar. Healed and heal over time. Okay, nothing special. Okay. I suspect magic damage is not going to be super effective on this guy, but I'll use it anyway. I think we're ready. Oh, wait. Now we're ready. Still should open with an R2. Oh, good start. Ooh, our damage is, not great. Uh-oh. I deserve that. No, that's totally reasonable. Okay, I'm probably gonna summon, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna use a spirit summon, because that's gonna take fucking forever otherwise. Like, I had like 70% life, maybe more, and just instantly died. We are pretty underleveled. We're level 19. That's kind of the problem there. Fuck that nonsense. I want to invade. It is funny though, his club is like bigger than me, so kind of fitting that it does that much damage, I suppose. Pretty risky not picking my souls up here. I should have crouched. I think you do more stagger damage on your initial attack if you're crouched. Good enough. You know what? I'm gonna take that opportunity. Summon my boy. I'm gonna regret that. I'm actually shocked he attacked me there, not the dog. That delay. Oh, he's Scarlet Rotted. We're in good shape now. Honestly, it's probably enough damage to kill him. I just need to not die. What that? Oh, the guts fell over, not the boss. Oops. Guts down. He did a good job, though. I should just stall and let the Scarlet Rot do its thing. Dude, the timing on that is so nonsense. Like, that's totally, trial and error right there. How did that even hit me? Yeah, I figured there was a follow-up. There normally is. Woo, that's a delay and a half. Yeah, this may not have been the bravest way to kill the boss, but I mean, it works. Look, I'm using +3s. All right, I'm level 19. What do you want from me? Yeah, this is one of the easiest bosses to cheese, especially because he's on the open field and you can like de-aggro him and just so much nonsense. Like bosses behind a proper boss fog, you know, aggro when you go through the boss fog generally. Where this guy doesn't have a boss fog, so that just makes it super easy to cheese him. Like pick your poison, literally. I don't know if it still works, but you used to be able to sneak up behind him and cast Poison Cloud, and he wouldn't aggro, and you could just kill him with poison like that, which was completely ridiculous. I would hope they fixed that by now, but I don't know if I would bet on it. Still works? That's messed up. Where is... There it is. Also, I guess they're inside here? Why do I have square off? The fuck? This can't be the right longsword. Why is... Oh, right. Because I got that one. I forgot. That one's like 5 AR better. I was so confused. Oh, that means I buffed the wrong weapon. He definitely got hit by that. I was about to say. I think we're having some lag here. Oh yeah, that's laggy. That skipped so many frames there. The blue hero is here to save the day. That is not the spell I wanted to cast, but it worked out. My man almost killed me just because of blood loss. Good job. Thanks for the flasks. That stupid prompt just distracted the hell out of me there. I haven't PvP'd in a while, I guess. That's just mashing. Don't do it. He didn't do it. Smart man. Should like never do the follow-up on that unless it's like a ganky situation. There's another blue. This guy looks susceptible to dual wield. Easy enough. And the host died to the mobs. Way to go, idiot. That makes me sad. I was gonna fuck that guy up now that the blues were gone. I'd just like to point out, though, that I almost died just because of the guy spamming the katana because of blood loss. Chat, is this cape too much? I'm not sure. Can't decide if I want the cape or not. It looks pretty cool without the cape because, like, the tabard underneath it that you get to see looks pretty nice. The cape kind of balances out the plume. This is a very, extravagant getup no matter what you do. If there ever is a time for a cape, though, I feel like this is it. And then I might go with this instead. I'm not sure. It's tough. Yeah, I feel like the plume would be too much without the cape. Yeah, I agree. If I didn't go with the cape, I think that is the time to use this helmet then. I think that would be a pretty good alternative look. Maybe we just mix it up. Like we change what we use every once in a while. Look at that cool, look at the red, though. God, why is the red there? That's awful. It's like F-Go just slapping the color red where it doesn't belong. Jesus. Like, you have all this, like, silver, a little bit of gold, and, or bronze. And then the blue, obviously. And then there's just randomly red jewels on this. That is not... I do not like that. Oh, hey, I could use those. You know, this is not a room you really take much notice of, because there's no bonfire here or anything, but it's like a chapel. Kind of interesting. Bald guy. So all I gotta do to get my final talisman pouch is kill the next boss. Now, I have pretty limited talismans to put in that talisman pouch, but, still good to have it. I'd rather have 4 crappy talismans than, just 3. I really should do some PvE, though, but, I'm worried that the magic on this build, though, is going to end up being inferior to just typical weapon art melee stuff, but I guess we'll... Wait, can I just... I think this whole time I could have had this equipped. Yep, okay, I'm stupid. Gentlemen. That works surprisingly often. Wow, alright. Also, your host was not very helpful. Like... He could have done a lot to, wait, didn't I invade these guys earlier? Weren't these the guys that were just, like, running through everything? That man was trying so hard to, like, do stupid elevator games, because every host that has no confidence in their ability does that. Like, they try to, like, you know, get on and off the elevator and hope something weird happens. But all I had to do was calmly walk on the elevator, and that man killed himself. Not even a twink, man. I mean, look at this. This is pretty tame. I mean, I got 3 talismans now, so I'm getting a little bit stronger, but this is nothing too crazy. Now, once I get 4 talismans, and then especially if I get a good talisman to put in that slot, then we're gonna be a lot stronger. I might need to start downgrading my stuff if I don't get a password summon. Let me clean up my inventory a little bit here. Oh God, it's the woman. Who let you in here? God damn it.
I shall leave. I wish you luck. I have no.
By the way, the best ending is when you let her sacrifice herself and then you do the chaos ending. That is just, I love that so much. It's so evil. It's incredible. Everyone thinks it's like really cool, like with the bonus cutscene if she's alive. But I think it's way cooler being like an actually cunning villain. It's great. Keep thinking oh, I know what I need to do. Let me just grab a couple of these real quick. I really should rename this character Snail. Call everybody Vermin. It'll be great. I don't know, though. I have enjoyed the little magic shot we got, you know, for roll catching and stuff. That has not been terrible, so I think I am going to like this magic setup. And if I don't like it, I've got a billion other characters that are more typical melee builds, so there's no harm in getting this character ready to go, right? Even if it turns out like it's not as optimal, that's not that big of a deal. Oh yeah, you can make these. The only difference is you need string. These are just like straight up better, but they don't last as long. But I do not like using those. That's like really twinky. They're just not sustainable. Like, because people will use like 30 of them in an invasion, right? Like the amount of farming you have to do to sustain that, it's absurd. And FromSoft did that on purpose, by the way. You're not supposed to use them every invasion, right? And that's why I don't like all the cheating that goes on with people item duping to 999 and save editing and all that nonsense, because it allows you to do stuff that is just, you know, mathematically not like possible. Oh, the game's glitching out. I wish I could figure out what causes that. Whenever it happens, the frame rate gets worse. It really sucks. I can reset the stream in the game and that normally fixes it, but that's a lot of bother. Oh, whoops, now I can't see my chat. There we go, now I can see it. Wait, did I not rest at the I did not rest at the bonfire. It's really strange. Whenever that happens, the game minimizes itself and it like looks like it's crashing, but it's not. You can just re-click the game and go back in. And then the frame rate's a bit messed up anytime that happens. I wonder if it's my graphics card getting overtaxed or something, because it generally only happens if I'm streaming like Elden Ring. And if I'm not on stream, then it doesn't happen, so... I suspect it's either just like the tax on the graphics card, or it's something to do with the game and OBS, because I know this game is not super well optimized and stuff, so... Alright, let me go back to the capital. Where is that last bud, though? What? It's over here, I swear. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm out of here. I'll invade. I can't help myself. I swear we will do some PvE, but I like the PvP. Whew, my damage. Seen better. I kind of want to stay around level 20 though until I get all of the stuff that I want for like spells, and that way I can go straight to like 50 or 60 and then just have what I want. I think the main change I want to do is get rid of Comet and make that Carrion Piercer, and then I want to work in the Hammer. I really hope the Hammer's good for anti-aggro. Like, I don't need it to be like good mix-up. I don't need it to be good in 1v1. I just need it to be good when there's idiots, you know, bum rushing you, trying to force hit trades. Which, that's what I believe it is designed for. Like, the mobs even use it that way. I really thought those would just, like, barely tag it, but... Nope. Oh. Whoops. You know, I should get the bull goat talisman when I want to do spinning slash. Hell, I could get that now. It's not too hard. Toot toot! These enemies are so out of place. So weird. Wow, that double hit. That really punished me for being aggressive. Just leave them alone. Yeah, you actually can leave them alone fairly easily. They respawn it. Nope. Nope. It's just a samurai running through anyway. Nothing interesting about that. Can I get through without taking damage? Yes, I can. So, from what I understand, those gargoyles are like powered by a bunch of dead people. They like create like wax out of dead bodies and use that to power the gargoyles. Pretty messed up. And those ones have kind of just like decayed over time. I know there's a guy in here. Oh, there he is. Why can't I lock on? What is going on? There we go. I don't know what the fuck that was. I want him to use the crossbow because that's like the best time to smack him. Got a little messed up there. The lock-on was a big part of that, though. Okay, you know what? We'll leave them alone. They can have fun with their little flutes. Is there loot in there that I need? Okay, fuck these guys, though. The toot person just wrecked me. Try to leave someone alone. Those guys drop smithing stone 5s. Damn. Not exactly where I was hoping to invade. Always prefer dungeons and such over the open field. That looks like a password summon. Oh yeah, that is definitely a password summon. Okay, where am I? This is not the oh, okay, I see where we're at. Dude, my damage on that guy is so low. I'd like to get my magic buff, but we'll see. Wow, that actually comboed with the guard counter. A little silly. Like how they're scared of these mobs, which are murdering each other. A little silly. Go that way if it's bad. This guy's so overpowered. That was I could have killed that guy there if I was more careful. I love how that guy can just stagger me forever. That's ridiculous. He was just mashing. Dude, I can barely hurt that guy. That's where I need bleed. Damn, I don't have the knight or the hammer talisman because of that stupid invader like glitching out immediately. It's just so annoying. There's no enemies out here at all. I have no like deterrent for them just brainlessly attacking because I do so little damage to that guy. It's such a shitty invasion spot. Why am I walking? I had like all my stam. How did I get that much distance? Oh, that guy's a password summon too. He just sucks. I don't know why he's playing so weird now. These guys have such an outrageous advantage, dude, and they're not gonna do anything. Yeah, this guy's actually really tanky too, now that I look at it. They're that scared of the mobs. Wow, if one of us had to fight the invader like on our own for a few seconds, we might actually die. At least I can heal for free though. I wasted a bunch of heals early on. I really shouldn't have fought head on with how much damage that guy does. What is going on over there? I was hoping that guy would go fight the crabs, but... Dude, we could have killed him right there if that last crab attack had actually hit him. Of course the crab's hitting me. I need to stop doing it that way and just do it through the shortcut. Dude, the fucking crab. God, I can't believe they're not even trying to fight right now. It's just ridiculous, dude. Of course you swung again. Wait, why do I have nothing equipped? Carrying retaliation there could have maybe won it for me. I don't remember if that works or not. It should work, because I know it works on Moonveil. Oh, now they're gonna get flasks back. What the fuck did my Karen retaliation just shoot at? That could have been so good. I think the targeting just kind of freaked out because of the angle. What? After all that, you're that bad at the game. Dude can't even face his character in the right direction. That's why they're pussies, though, dude. That's why they're all like, oh my god, we cannot fight the invader and the mobs, because if my password summons have to fight a mob for 3 seconds, I'm going to instantly die. Oh, it's so underwhelming, though, because I'm trying to wear down the other two. That guy's just fucking trash at the game. That's a typical, like, all that gear he was wearing, obviously his friends had just dropped for him. But that's like a typical example of someone that's horrible at the game, and they're just getting carried start to finish. Fucking getting escorted through the game, never gonna learn how to fight anything, let alone an invader. Would have been so much happier if I could have killed the Phantoms first. Especially the one with the shield, because he had gotten really fucked up, so I think he was really low on healing. Don't mind me. That's probably a password summon. Fucking locks on the other guy. He is fat rolling, though. Okay. Oh, there's another one, I see. Why are you just spamming that? The host is gonna go summon the guy I killed, I bet. Dude, what level are you? I should have gone to finish him off there instead of healing. God, you're so lucky. God, he's just mashing like an idiot, dude. Like, getting completely carried by bleed and being, like, you know, way higher level than me. He was worth 4,416. Amazing. Let's see how many, what level that guy was. He can use the calculator here. All right, he was a finger. He was worth 4,416, I do believe. He was level 131. Jesus. So, I'm not sure our YouTube, yeah, fuck, we're not, god damn it, we're unlisted on YouTube right now instead of, set to public. Whoops. I knew something was up because I'd had 0 comments from YouTube that entire time and I didn't seem right. But yeah, we were unlisted somehow. I was like, wait a minute. Man, we had some good invasions too, dude. Well, if they watch the VOD, yeah, see now there's people on YouTube. There we go. God damn it. I knew something was whack. Another guy using the great sword with bleed. Quite common. That was pretty deserved. Was this the guy we invaded earlier? Well, a blue got summoned, but he never showed up. That guy got pretty wrecked. That guy was just trying to waste time until blues got there, the way he was playing. Alright, let's do a little bit of PvE. Alright, what we got here? I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't actually remember the capital's layout super well. Remember the basics, obviously. Jesus. Man, when you're a red, these perfumer guys will buff you. It's awesome. How is his shield that strong? I swear, if we use that little rickety thing, we're gonna get guard broken in 1 or 2 hits. Guess I need to kill these guys. There's the real threat. Come on, shoot at me. Use your weapon. Come on, I'm way out. There you go. I do like how they're smart enough, though, while they're reloading, they're backing up a bit. Make it harder to punish them, but it's still very doable. Upper class rube. I'm not sure there's like a bunch of loot in here that I need or not. We'll fuck around regardless. Although I might just zerg the boss so I can get my talisman slot. What the fuck? He just kept on going. Not this again. close. Uh-oh. It queued up my swing, and I was trying to roll after I got hit, obviously. But my swing was queued up. I just swing again. That's so messed up. Well, we got PvE'd on. I don't think we've lost an invasion yet, but we died Bob the guard. Man, I think it's pretty normal to not like ganking. Ganking is pretty lame in this game because you can do it to such an extent and it's not like even interesting. Like, oh man, it's 3v1 and they're spawn camping you with no mobs around in a cave and 2 of them are like quadruple your level, if not more than that. It's like, yeah, this is great game design. Especially considering FromSoft had specifically said they were going to try to make PvP less frustrating for both invaders and hosts. And I don't think they really accomplished that. I actually find invading is just incredibly frustrating in this game. The only thing they really did that I think was kind of a nice quality of life improvement was the compass. That was super needed. But I say, he's got to be close to falling over. Okay. But and really, they made it shit for hosts too, though, because like hosting is only easy if you like do all the things to be lame, right? If you're like a normal player playing through the game, one, you won't even get invaded. So that sucks if you want a PvP. And then, so if you use Dried Finger, or what is it called, Tanner's Tongue in this game, now you get invaded like crazy, right? And then you're gonna fight people that already have like super prepared builds when you're not prepared yet, right? And then it's really one-sided the other way. So I think FromSoft kind of fucked everything up with the... I think Elden Ring pretty much has the worst like multiplayer in terms, not in terms of balance and like core gameplay, but in terms of the way the matchmaking works, the no covenants, the level ranges, just the way everything operates. I think it's the worst in Elden Ring. The only one that might be worse is like maybe like the original Dark Souls 1 was pretty bad because like weapon level didn't be taken into account and all that kind of stuff. So high is it Rhino? Is it Kondo? Rhino? Wait, are they up here? Yeah. Yeah, but like 90% of the hosts are doing the same thing. That's the thing. Like, as someone that has done a lot of hosting and invading, you know, most of the shit you invade is people, you know, doing broken nonsense, especially the higher level you go. And the reason, that's why, actually, this is why it's so bad, right? Okay, you say Fortnite one more time, you're getting banned. But invading is so hard in this game, right? Like, it is so outrageously difficult that normal people won't invade anymore. Like, just try it. Literally try it. People always, like, complain about invaders, but they don't invade. So, go make a character, go get the invasion item, and then as you play through the game, start invading. You're going to get fucking destroyed, right? And it's not even remotely fun, right? You're gonna just get 3v1'd constantly. You're gonna have like no way of dealing with this. People are just gonna run at you and mash buttons. The higher you get, the dumber it's gonna be. It's gonna get like harder and harder and harder. And that's why people, you know, make these Omega Twinks that are so unbelievably strong, is because what they're fighting is so unreasonable. Now, that doesn't make it okay, right? And if you notice, that's why I'm not all twinked out. I'm not using Scarlet Rod. I'm not using crab meat. You know, I'm not using the perfumer stuff. I'm not doing all that, like, OP nonsense. You know, I'm not item duping. I'm not save editing. I'm not doing that stuff. But that's why the invaders do that. You know, I'm not saying that makes it, you know, cool that they do that, but they do that because it's almost unfucking playable if you don't. especially for a normal player. Like, if you're really, really good, you know, you can get a lot done when invading without being a twink. But if you're a normie, you're not gonna get anything done as an invader unless you're a twink. I think From messed it up a lot. It was a lot easier in Dark Souls 3 to just like pick up the red eye orb and start invading and try to get used to it and get your bearings and whatnot. If you just start invading casually in Elden Ring, it's just the worst experience. It's awful. I mean, you are so in such an unfair situation. And this is the whole problem. I think this was a huge fuck up on FromSoft's part. They were basically balancing the everything the way online works, like with the invaders invading people higher level than them, and the way blues work and password summons. They're balancing all of this around the really, really hardcore reds, right? They're balancing it around the reds that don't invade until they've got 4 talisman pouches. Their friends drop them all the best talismans in the game. You know, all that hardcore bullshit, and they have like a super OP red, right? They're balancing it around that, but that's a terrible video game experience. And I've always said a really good way to balance out the like super ridiculous reds is make blues better, right? Make it so the blue queue time's not so bad by getting the scrubs out of the blue queue, right? And I always say the way to get the scrubs out of the blue queue is you make it so there's a punishment for failing as a blue. So then the scrubs don't want to do it. And then the people that are actually give a fuck about PvP can, you know, get pops as a blue, not, you know, really easily and quickly. Why are we going way the hell out here? Oh yeah, I know. You get the talisman pouch from the Jar's place, right? The Jar little city. You get the bonus damage to pots. You make the lightning pots that are made out of like the dragon rocks, right? And then you can just one-shot people. But I mean, you can do that on the host side too. And also, you can't really do that without save editing. That's the thing. Like that setup is dumb and stupid and whatnot. But like, you can't really do it without cheating. And like, wow, cheaters get an advantage on people. Who would have thought? It's like you shouldn't cheat or something. But having, you know, hosted and invaded a lot, both sides are really, really lame. Both sides try to act like the other side is just the devil, when in reality both sides are just like dog shit, and both of them are being like, they're both cheating, they're both being cheap, they're both being assholes, you know, they're both doing everything they can to be toxic. Why are we just running? I guess I should just go for the host if we're gonna play like this. This is what I'm talking about though, as a red. It's like, yep, it's pretty fucking annoying. This guy's probably higher level than me, so he's got more stam than I do. So unless he makes like a mistake, I'm never gonna be able to catch him. Oh, well, he made a mistake. I could also get him with my magic, but I don't want to let him get away. He's definitely got more endurance than I do. Kind of just panicking though. Okay, it's enough of that. Yeah, my stream was on unlisted on accident. Yeah, I mean, Reds have to run, though, because you outnumber them. Like, trying to act like a badass as a host is, like, the dumbest fucking thing. You have every advantage in the world, and you're too afraid to fight a Red with some trash mobs. Like, oh, no. This is just... How is this guy even in this level range? We'll have a... See, you know what would really help this guy? Is if his Phantom was with him, but you know, they split up for some reason. Hey, Rabbit. Like Like, wow, this red doesn't want to run into a 3v1 blender and we're all just mashing R1 and he's moving away to fight the mobs. And then we don't want to fight the mobs and him at the same time because we're chicken shits, and now we're going to act like he's a chicken shit because he doesn't want to just fight us 3v1. Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're willing to fight 3v1, right? Dude, you can literally fight an invader and a boss at the same time and it's fine. Like, when me and my friend Cairo were playing co-op, we would literally wait around at bosses until we'd get invaded, and then we'd aggro the boss. Like, it's not that hard. You don't have, like, a slight advantage when you outnumber someone in this game. You have a fucking massive one. But the whole problem with, like, a lot of co-opers is they play through the whole game, right? Where whoever has aggro, right? This is the enemy. Whoever has aggro just backs away, constantly rolls, never tries to, like, attack, and then when the mob is attacking their co-op friend, then they attack, and then the co-op friend now is just running away and playing super defensive. And because they play the entire fucking game that way, they have absolutely no idea how to do PvP or PvE. So if, like, one of them is having to focus on the boss, and then two of them are focusing on the invader, the one fighting the boss will die, right? It's ridiculous. Also, part of why the average player is so fucking bad in Elden Ring is because you only do invade people that co-op. Right? Like, I know this because I've, played all of the games. When you would invade in Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 2 and stuff, because you could invade anybody, you'd invade people that maybe are like going to summon a blue or something, but they've been playing through the game solo. So they actually know what the fuck they're doing, right? They actually know how to dodge, for God's sakes. They can actually handle a enemy. So if they've got like two blues with them, they can handle like a Lothric Knight, while the blues fight a red. Where what you see in Elden Ring is you'll fight 3 people, 2 of which are password summons and are super overpowered, and they can't deal with a crab on their own. So they're, even though they outnumber the red, they can't, they just cannot fight a mob and the red at the same time. But they want the red to fight them 3v1. It's just nonsense. Like, what, are you gonna go fight 3 reds at once? How do you think that's gonna go? But yeah, I've noticed, honestly, the average skill in Elden Ring is a lot lower than the other games, but I really think that's because the sample size you get is really warped because you only invade co-opers. And it's just, most co-opers suck, and that's why they're co-oping. Well, that kind of stands to reason. They're right by the boss fog. I just hope this character, though, when I'm gonna take them to like level 50, 55, or 60, right? And which level is gonna depend on like what my int is looking like. But I'm hoping that at like level 50 or 55 or whatever, it's gonna be active. But in prior experience, like level 50 to 60 is just not active. These mobs are like so cheating. You cannot block that much with a small shield like that without getting guard broken anyway. And also, like, if you always run away from your problems, you're never gonna get any better. Because, like, when I first played Dark Souls 1, right? Like, when it first came out, Dark Souls 2 did not exist yet. I wasn't particularly good at PvP, right? But when I'd get into PvP, right, I'd get invaded or what have you, I would try, right? And therefore I learned. And then eventually I got good at PvP. Imagine that. And same for PvE, right? If every time you fight an annoying mob, you just run away from it, right? You're not going to get better at figuring that mob out or that boss out or whatever it is. And that's what you see a lot. Oh my God, that damage. But anyway, that's what you see a lot of in like co-op is like, because if they have to fight a mob and an invader at the same time, you have to. I don't know if that's a reasonable amount of damage game. Anyway, because like one of the players is gonna be busy with the invader, and then one's gonna be busy with the mob. They can't handle it because they never learn how to fight a fucking mob. So you shouldn't roll backwards when you fight those guys. You should roll sideways. That way, that doesn't happen. Also, being level 19 makes that a bit rough too, but those guys do a lot of damage even if you are like leveled up properly. And because of Godric, I'm more like a level 24. So. So it'd be interesting if the host side could hit each other. That would be interesting. It wouldn't. How did really? Anyway, I don't think that would really change much. At least not in PvE, because you don't really stand that near your co-op partner. You know, you would still just have one back pedal and dodge while the other one hits the enemy in the back. And then when the aggro switches, then you know the other just swap around who's doing that. You're not gonna have much chance of being able to hit each other anyway. Now, in PvP, that would change a lot. Honestly, what I'd rather they do is make it so reds can't hit each other. But then, like, if you invade with this, if it's this finger, right, instead of this one, this makes you a purple. And then purples can hit reds if they want to, right? That way there's a reason for the different invasion items. And reds not being able to hit each other would be really nice. Now, you hardly ever have a teammate, right, in Elden Ring, just the way the matchmaking is done. But when you do have a teammate and you're fighting like some super try-hard host, right, that's, you know, like twinked out of his mind, and then his summons have died, and now he's running away trying to stall until he gets his summons back and stuff. It'd be nice if the two reds could actually get aggro on him and try to kill him while he's vulnerable. But the thing is, when it's like the host's phantoms have died, right, and the two reds are trying to attack him, because they can hit each other, their options for actually finishing him off are not that great. Where the reverse is not true, right? If there's one red against two other players that can't hit each other, and they have like just the basic idea of how to PvP, right, they can kill you very easily. Right, if you watch two people that are just like decent at PvP, they don't have to be, you know, like top tier, just like the best ever. They just have to be decent. If they'll both get aggro on an invader, you know, they can kill them so quickly. I mean, it's so fucking easy. But yeah, reds can't do that, right? Because they'll hit each other. Now, some builds can still cooperate with each other, so it's not a problem, but... Dude, I loved in Dark Souls 3 when the host side would have 4 players, and then there'd be 2 reds. That would be so much fun. It sucks that Elden Ring can't do that. What people have said is the reason Elden Ring doesn't have 6 players is because the consoles couldn't handle it. Which is weird because there's no cross-platform play, so I guess they didn't want the console players to feel like they had a lesser version of the game or something. But it really sucks. Hopefully they'll I love how it just goes through the wall. But hopefully they'll undo that in the DLC. Honestly, I hate these perfumers because they'll just like stall you out for so long where you like cannot get aggressive without taking damage. I think they're designed that way on purpose though, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I have magic, so might as well use it. I like how the fucking pillar, but I like how the mob got in the way. This is ridiculous, dude. This room honestly is not that hard when you're level appropriate. You don't even have to be level appropriate. You just need your weapon upgrade to be appropriate. But I'm doing so little damage that I can't like finish a mob off. That is so ridiculous, dude. Like I hit that mob so many times and he's just not dying. But then that was also just really unlucky because like the fucking pillar just happened to be there. And then like the other mob walked across the screen and took the hit. And then the shield was back up. So I hit him like 30 times and he didn't die. But yeah, my damage output is just way too low. That's not reverse ganking though. Like the Abyss section was just even playing field. Like it wasn't, that's not ganking. You know, ganking would be like, if you could be invaded by 3 people, those 3 people can't hurt each other and you can't summon under any circumstance, right? That would be reverse ganking, right? And like that would be ridiculous. And that could actually happen in the forest in Dark Souls 1, but only if the host like was like handicapping themselves, right? And they like refused to summon. And And it wasn't 3, it'd just be 2. I can't believe those bubbles come all the way down here like that. Like, that's so silly. Also, a nice thing about the Abyss, though, was you could get bonfire aesthetics while you were doing the PvP there, which would help you out if you wanted to, like, you know, reset a boss, you know, a bunch to just, you know, master the boss or what have you. That was pretty cool. And instead of getting a human effigy or whatever, you got a bonfire aesthetic as the reward. And you could turn a bonfire aesthetic in for, like, 5 effigies at, like, one of the early bonfires in the game. So that was, like, really practical. These enemies are just so annoying because you, like, they can just stall you for so long. It's not that big of a deal, though, when you do more damage. Like, if you have plus, you know, at this point in the game, I think you're supposed to have, like, a plus 12 or something. And you can kill these guys pretty quick when you, like, single them out for just a moment. But, with my damage, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. That is ridiculous, dude. I really want to just level up my weapons, because that's just ridiculous that I'm doing that little. Yeah, bonfire aesthetics are really cool. It was super nice. Dude, this is so aggravating with how weak our character is. Like look at this. Like, that's just the weakest enemy in here, and I'd have to hit him like 4 times. I don't even need to do this. Like, there's no loot in here. Like, Dark Souls 2 did, I think, way more wrong. Really. That's ridiculous, dude. Good thing I don't need my souls, because I just lost, like, 300,000 souls or some nonsense. But I don't need them. I mean, I'll need them eventually, because at some point I need to go to level 50 or 60, but I don't need them right now. That's just stupid, though, dude. I don't think I've ever struggled with this room this much, although I haven't played in a while. And I'm not normally doing... Well, funnily enough, I've actually beaten the entire game with +0 at level 1, but I didn't do this room when I was doing that. I just skipped it. Because there's, like, nothing in this room of value at all. I don't... This is, like, one of the hardest rooms in the entire game, and I have no idea why, because there's just nothing in here. It's mainly because, like, the way the perfumers fight, it's, like, it's so bullshit fighting them in a group. Because, like, they'll just, like, do attacks that you just absolutely cannot, like, approach them for a while unless you want to take damage. And if you're low level, you can't afford to take the damage. I like how I broke the shield and he just instantly regained it because of the other guy. I'm having to use my magic on these guys because they're getting the shield so quickly. Stop spamming the shield, I swear to God. Really, game? Yes, that's what I want to lock onto. To the guy way off to my left that's not even aggressive. Finally. Like, when one of these dies, it gets exponentially easier. Like how one bolt does that much damage. Jesus Christ. You don't want to fight him with those stairs like that. That's super awkward. Well, I should get some bleed items just for when I fight enemies that are like way out of my level range. It's like I'm gonna have to hit this guy so many times to kill him. That's a hell of an attack chain he just did. Finally, Jesus Christ, dude. And our reward for this is like a soul item or something. Warming stones. Actually, warming stones are actually kind of OP, but you know, you'll go through 5 of them in like, you know, 2 invasions or whatever. You were gonna use them seriously. I could make this character like level 40, but I don't think carrying Piercer would work at level 40. But like, I've noticed that like level range between like 50 and like 80 is just not popping. Basically, at like really high level, the player base is more consolidated because everyone's gonna have max upgrades, so there's no like wonkery. And at low level, same thing because they're like not upgraded yet. But at, you know, mid level, you know, it's just some people are gonna be level 50 plus 8. Some people are gonna be level 50 plus 12, right? And so on and so forth. So it's just very difficult to find games. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, I honestly hope the next Souls game does not have weapon upgrades. I think they're just terrible for the game. Like, one, they're part of why twinking happens, and it limits matchmaking so much. Now, so in Dark Souls 1, weapon upgrades existed, but the matchmaking didn't take into account. But then that was just broken because you could have, you know, people get their friends to drop them items or to just run through the whole game. Right, or save edit and then get, you know, a maxed weapon, and then you're like one-shotting people, right? It makes no sense. And that's why they added weapon matchmaking, which like on surface level that makes sense, but I think the better solution is you just get rid of weapon upgrades entirely, because they don't even add anything. Weapon upgrades are just like a linear, you know, upgrade that are just there to like give you a sense of progression. They don't really matter. They're not actually necessary at all. Now, weapon like customization with making it a lightning or a strength or a dex scaling, that needs to stay. That 100% needs to stay. So that's totally fine. But yeah, weapon upgrades just need to go. Is Zenobia easy to solo with Ku? I don't remember, but probably, because I remember being able to solo that with some kind of like, just like kind of good solo units, not like top tier solo units or anything. Like, so I don't think it'd be a problem off memory, but I haven't, you know, that was years ago for JP, so I don't really remember. Where the hell is the summon? What is happening right now? There we go. This is what I don't like about low level PvP though. It's like you either invade utter bullshit, like with people you can barely hurt, or you invade like newbies that you're probably gonna slaughter. Although this guy is probably a password summon, so I shouldn't be too cocky here. Also, he's just gonna run away doing this forever. Because he's light rolling, so I can't really catch him. He'll run out of arrows in like 3 years. funny thing is, because I've got health regen, though, he can't really kill me either unless he does something risky. That was not very wise of him. Woo, he almost died. So I would have killed that guy way sooner if I didn't accidentally shoot Comet. Also, I like how the host was trying to help, but he was just really bad at it. If the host had been competent, though, that would have been so obnoxious. That guy wasn't very good at doing the bow strategy, but if you play properly when you're using a bow like that, you're basically unpunishable. If you're like light rolling and you're just always playing defensively, it's incredibly easy to just never take damage. And then if your host can cover you just like somewhat and throw out any kind of a threat, it's super toxic. But that guy was doing it wrong, and the host was terrible. Fight the yeast bug again. We'll have to do that at some point. That game, dude. You know, actually, Great Shields can be kind of good in group PvP if you know what you're doing. Like, if one person on your squad is using it, it's actually not that bad. But not that Great Shield, though. That one's not very good. And you can, so Scarlet Rot arrows are like super bullshit because you're not gonna be able to spam them unless you're cheating, which of course everyone is cheating because, well, fucking Elden Ring. But, because like the item you need to craft them is like very difficult to get, and it doesn't respawn in the world. But if you use the Scarlet Rot arrows, it is so fucking ridiculous to deal with. Yeah, I honestly hate Scarlet Rot because it's not farmable, both on offense and defense. So it just gives cheaters a ridiculous advantage. Like, Scarlet Rot is like the tool of the cheater, like almost straight up. It's super lame. There's like Scarlet Rot pots and the Scarlet Rot arrows and all that nonsense. You know, it's very effective, but you're supposed to only be able to use it very sparingly. But because of cheating, some people use it, you know, like it's nothing. I like how that almost one-shot me. I don't know what the hell I was stuck on there. Look, man. I'm trying to loot some items. What is this damage? Might be a good time for the mace. Okay, you know what? Let me use the Grace real quick. Because that guy's gonna take, like, 8 years to die. Yeah, my damage is just way too low. Getting out of hand. Shame I lost all my souls, because if I wanted to, I guess I could just level up and, go to the higher level range, but I'm worried I'm just not gonna get activity if I do that. Also, let me think. What do I need when I do go to like level 50 or 60 or whatever? So, I already have the spells that I want, so that's not an issue. I probably need a different catalyst or a staff, you know, spell thingy. I'll need a few different weapons to pick from. And then I guess I need talismans. The shitty thing is some of the talismans that are really good in PvP are just so late into the game. Yeah, almost everything can be farmed in this game, but, like, the drop rate is horrible. Like, for example, the item you need to make the anti-Scarlet Ride item does drop off of, like, the squid dudes in not Glimgrave, in, whatever the third zone is called. But the drop rate's quite bad. You know, it can take a good 20 minutes to get, like, 4 of them. Right? Like, that's awful. Then you use all 4 of them in one invasion, right? So it's like, that's just ridiculous. And that's why everyone cheats, because you'd have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours farming this stuff. And I'm not exaggerating, like, it would be hours and hours and hours to keep up with your invasions. Or your hosting, whatever you're doing. And because of that, it's not feasible, so you're only supposed to use them in like, wow, this is a really sweaty invasion, or I really hate this host, or I really hate this red, or whatever it is, right? That's when you're supposed to use that stuff, right? Is when it, like, really matters. But, you know, people will just use it every single goddamn invasion. Are they still down below? I mean, they've got the up... That's weird. I don't get why they've got the shortcut up, but they're not actually up here. Maybe they're, like... someone that's, you know, a bonfire duelist or some crap. But I don't think I would have invaded up here, so... Maybe their buddy had died to, like, gravity or something, and then they ran back to resummon him. That would make some degree of sense. But all this stuff's destroyed, so they've been in here. I'll just wait for them, because I think they're just out there, but I don't want to miss them, so I'll just wait up here. Yeah, my guess is the summon died to something stupid, like he slipped and fell, and then he was, like, running back to the bonfire to resummon him. That would be my guess. I cannot wait to get a Stormhawk axe. That is one thing this character needs. It's not very Magic Knight-y, but I don't even care. Like, I need some bloody anti-aggro on this character. Besides, we're probably gonna make this character like Magic Knight Snail, and Snail does have a lightning weapon on his AC. He's mostly like blue and purple attacks, right? And then one lightning attack. That kind of works. I mean, you can literally get one at the very start of the game. And then there's, you know, obviously one in Lindell. I wasn't asking where one was. I don't know why his buddy just, like, fucked off there. Oh god, the lag. I don't think that was intentional. Also, I don't know why that didn't hit him. That was really strange. Can somebody ban that guy, please? It's obviously a view bot. I love how they say that stuff like it's like, you know, not against terms of service. What's messed up though is so many people do buy views because it works. Like it's basically, unless you get big on another platform like Instagram, YouTube, you know, or something like that, and then transfer that to streaming, you really can't get a stream from 0 viewers to having any kind of a viewer base unless you view bot. And that's why people do it, because it works. Like, so many people have view botted, and then when they get, you know, bigger, then they stop doing it. But like, it's super common. I don't know what these guys are doing. Oh, there they are. Come on up. I could go below, then shoot them on the ladder, but I'll probably run away if I do that. I would love this character to be able to invade the capital, but there's just no level range for the capital, really. Like, some people do it at 60, some people do it at 100, some people do it at 80, some people do it at 50. And because of that, there's no single level range where it's actually really concentrated out there. I don't get what these guys think is going to magically happen if they keep waiting. Not like the ladder's going to disappear. Oh yeah, I need more seeds. I don't have all my flasks yet. That's something I needed to do. And also I need to get the volcano pot recipe, because those are just so much easier to make. Like, fire bombs are more balanced, which is nice. But fire bombs are super annoying to make. Did these guys just completely run away? I'm so confused right now. Oh, he was right next to me. God damn it. I don't know what these guys are doing. This is really weird. This is one of the weirder invasions I've been in. Please don't die to this. Oh, of course you died to that. Like how I kept bouncing off the wall there. Like, I just don't, if that's what how you're gonna play, right? Why? I just, like, why waste the time standing around like idiots and running away and all? I just don't get it, dude. All right, let's get some shit done here. I want this character to be more prepared. Okay, let's see. There are there's some seeds in this place I should grab. I cannot believe that goes that far, but all right. Pretty sure when you use lightning strike, it doesn't go that far, but pretty common in Elden Ring that they make the enemy variants of things better. This place makes me miss Lothric. Man, I'm telling you, like, so whichever Souls game you play first is generally the one people like the most, because it's the one that you're bad at. So it's really immersive when you're like learning and getting into it, and that kind of thing. And the first one I played was Dark Souls 1, and I love Dark Souls 1. But honestly, I think Dark Souls 3 is my favorite. Now, not in every respect. I think Dark Souls 1 is a bit better with the world design and like the atmosphere, right? That kind of stuff. I think it's a bit better. Also, I think it has the best like lore and stuff. But yeah, overall, I do think Dark Souls 3 is just my favorite Souls game for PvE. For PvE, pretty awful for PvP, but Sekiro's like very similar to Souls, but like it really is its own thing. Like Sekiro is Sekiro, right? Like it is so fundamentally different. You don't have character creation. You know, you don't have a lot of the RPG elements. You don't have PvP. You know, it's a very, very, very different game. So yeah, it's not because like yeah, Elden Ring is a bit different than Souls and stuff, but not that much, right? You know, Elden Ring really does have the same DNA through and through as like Demon Souls does, right? Like Elden Ring really is a natural progression from Demon Souls. Sekiro's not. And like Bloodborne is kind of in the middle, right? Bloodborne is not as different as Sekiro by any means, but it is certainly more different than say Dark Souls was to Demon Souls, right? Like it's definitely a bigger change than that. What setting would you like for the next Souls? Like, so what? No one is going to agree with me on this. Well, I'm sure someone will, but this is never going to happen. because the video game industry just always has to make, oh, it's this, but with a twist, right? Everything has to be like that. I want just regular fantasy, or like medieval fantasy, not dark medieval fantasy, not, I just want normal. I want like lots of normal armor. I want normal castles, not like dark fantasy castles. I don't want high fantasy, right? I don't want anime fantasy. I just want like normal medieval setting, right? With just a little bit of fantasy in there, right? I don't want Lord of the Rings fantasy. I want normal as fuck, right? I want like normal forts and castles and that kind of stuff. But you know, you have a little bit of magic in there and a dragon and you know, that kind of thing. That's fine. But yeah, I want like not a world that's post-apocalyptic, right? Yeah, I want very grounded. I want like super grounded. Lots of medieval armor. You know, we normally have like 3 or 4 medieval sets, but I want like 30, you know, medieval armor sets or more. Now, oh, I should grab the talisman over here. The other seed is from the tree guy, which I'm gonna do so little damage to him. That does not sound like a good time. And then I will say, this wouldn't be my first pick, but I think it would be cool to have a Souls-like that still is pretty fantasy like we have, but just isn't post-apocalyptic, honestly. I think that would actually be really cool. I'm actually kind of, I enjoy the setting that Souls games generally go with, but, I mean, it is kind of repetitive. That, like, every world, it's like, oh, it's after their heyday, and it's all run down. But, you know, it's still somewhat, you know, functional, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, we've done that in every Armored Core game, every Souls game. It's like, can we please do something different? Like, not everything has to be a piece of shit. Do these guys de-aggro out here? Because I don't want to fight 2 of them at a time. Yeah, the PvE is getting kind of crappy because we're so, like, the +3 weapons are just so weak at this point. Let's see, what do I need to do? I need to go to the manor. Let's do that now, because we can do that really easily. Did I open the door? I think I did. The thing is, I don't invade people that are just playing in peace. That doesn't happen. You can't get invaded in Elden Ring if you're just minding your own business. Now, you could do that in other Souls games, especially Dark Souls 1. I will say, though, I think what Elden Ring should have done, I think when you're level 35 or lower, I do not think, as it is, right? So right now you can't invade solo players, right? You can't do that. Unless they use the Taunter's Tongue, but then they're generally a twink and, you know, they've got their own bullshit going on. But anyway, you cannot invade just some random player minding their own business by themselves, right? Can't do that. And if what I would have done if I were FromSoft is I would have kept it like that, but only for like level 35 and down. And then what I would do is if you get invaded solo, the game will automatically summon a blue for you, right? You're automatically in the Covenant. You know, you don't have to equip an item and do a bunch of menu bullshit. You just automatically will get someone to help you out. But you can opt out, right? So the blues are on by default, but if you're like, I don't want no blues, I can take care of myself, right? Then you can turn them off, obviously, right? Don't force it on people. But like the reason you have it on by default is a lot of noobs don't even realize they can summon blues, or they do, but they forget, right? And they get invaded and they don't think to turn it on. That happens all of the time. So yeah, I'd make it so you can't be solo invaded unless you're 35 or higher. Again, opt out though. If you want to be invaded at level 1, you should be invaded at level 1 if you want to, but you know, make it where you have to opt out. And then yeah, blues are on by default, but you can opt out. But and then the other thing is if you get invaded and you don't have a blue, right, and you don't have a white, and you never did, very important that you never did, you should be able to summon a Spirit Ash, right? So that gives the hosts a bunch of options, even if you're a newbie, and it, you know, kind of eases people into the PvP. and all that kind of nonsense. Oh, I shouldn't come down here. You can't go back up. Fuck. God damn it. I didn't realize that. Anyway, yeah, and then allow invaders to invade solo hosts. I think that would help activity for the game so much. And then you combo that with the blue change I always bring up, where you make it so if a blue dies, they like lose, like 20% of their souls or 10% of their souls. That way, fucking scrubs don't queue up as a blue. And then the people that are queuing up as blues are people that actually want to PvP. So when you get a blue to help you, they're actually good at the fucking game, right? And then the blues that were like, hey, I want to be a protector, they'll get games really fast because there's not 5 billion people in the queue that you're waiting on. Because right now there's only like 40 blues waiting in line and like 3 hosts getting invaded, right? So like it's just a really bad experience. So you combine those two things, I think the player experience is gonna be much better. Because I don't think people would really mind getting invaded solo. I mean, hell, there's actually been loads of people that aren't PvPers that say they don't like that they can't be invaded solo. Right? A lot of people actually don't like that. It's a very common sentiment I've seen. And hell, I'm in that camp too. I don't like. Like, it sucks because you can't be invaded solo, but you don't want to co-op, right? You don't want to have phantoms running around in your world making it really easy and all that. You don't want to do that. But you'd like some PvP every once in a while, right? So yeah, those are some changes that I think would really help things out. And then if you get, now this is harder to do, right? This is getting a bit more work. I don't think Elden Ring can do this. You'd have to do this in a new game. But get rid of weapon upgrades. Like, man, the activity in this game would go through the roof. I like how they put that here. That's there in case you somehow get down here, like through the golem way. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but they had the foresight to be like, just in case someone got in here, you're not trapped. Now we gotta make that +1, and I think I can wield that if I two-hand it. I might not have the dex, we'll see. I'm definitely gonna have to deal with that stupid message. Okay, I can use it. Thank God I have an anti-aggro tool now. It just, the problem with this is it does use a lot of FP, which then fucks up my caster stuff. Or if I've already done caster stuff, I won't have the FP to use it. So it's not perfect. I definitely am gonna eventually want something else. But that's a nice, like, temporary option here. I don't think this character will be able to use Waves of Darkness later because you need to use a big boy weapon for that, and I don't think I'm going to have the stats for that because we're putting pretty much all of our points from this point on into int and health. So it's unlikely that we're going to get to use that. Waves of Darkness is awesome, though. It's a really good Ash of War weapon art, whatever it's called. Okay, so there is... Let's see if I can kill this guy to get the golden thingy. He's might be a little bit out of my stat range, but we'll see. I might be able to use his Zweihander. I don't think swords can use it, though. I think it has to be hammer. I'd have to check. I know that that is a somewhat limited weapon art and what you put it on. Alright, how many seeds do I have? I have... Oh, 4! Shit, I only need 1 more. Okay. Yeah, then I get an extra flask. Alright, if we kill this guy, we get our last flask. This is probably the easiest one that I could kill. It's either that or the one out here. Guess we'll try to cheese this. We'll bust out the... You can Scarlet Rot this guy, but it's a little hard to do that. You know, I should have actually leveled the Stormhawk axe. That'd be pretty useful here. Oh god, dog's going right in. You're gonna get aggro, little buddy! I missed. That's not good. Oh god. I don't think that was even physically possible for me to avoid that. I am doing so little damage. Uh-oh. Well, dog's gonna die. I think, yeah, he got Scarlet Rot off, though. Actually, he's not dead yet. I don't know how Guts is still alive, but he did his job. I mean, this boss is going to die to the Scarlet Rot, I'm pretty sure. There goes Guts. Ah, damn it. Really? Like, I just like, as soon as I go to heal, it just does that wacky follow-up. That is completely absurd. Just like the millisecond I stood up, he grabbed me. Well, yeah, no, I'm dead. That is so lame, dude. I hate this enemy, dude. He just, like, flails around so you can't tell what attack he's doing, and then he timed his attacks perfectly, so, like, if he hits you, you just can't deal, generally. Like, if you're in front of him, anyway. So obnoxious. I know I say this every stream, but it's the damn truth. Elden Ring just has my least favorite PvE in the series, and it's by so much. Like, it's just... It's so contrived. Like, the way they made the enemies, everything feels so unnatural, and everything is just designed in, like, a really, like, everything feels so super, like, gamey, right? Where it's like, oh, you know, you're gonna want to roll here, but we're gonna make the attack just magically not let you do that. And, like, all the animations don't match. Like, yeah, they're like, oh, I'm delaying my attack, I'm delaying my attack, I'm delaying my attack, and then it just fires off like a laser, right? It's just so much crap like that. It feels like, I always say this, it feels like playing Castlevania, like, the way you have to, like, memorize things, opposed to, like, there being any fucking logic to it. And it's especially bad when you're really low level and you keep your weapon upgrades low and stuff, because the enemies live so long that, like, dealing with their movesets that long, it just gets really shitty. I don't know why the roll didn't come out there, but okay. He almost pushed me out of range of the summon. I think he's Scarlet Rotted. Yeah, he is. I really should have gotten poison. Use poison and Scarlet Rot. It's really good. Well, there goes Guts. Go fight where we're supposed to be here. Also, I can just wait for this guy to die, so there is that. Wait. I thought he was doing the big explosion. Apparently not. He might not quite die to the Scarlet Rot, actually, so... Gotta do what damage we can. Apparently these guys are like snakes. I mean, you can kind of see that, I suppose, but like in their file name, it like suggests that these guys are some kind of like snakes that have gotten into the tree. Really? Like, dude, that's what I'm talking about. It's like just some random follow-up attack that's like perfectly timed to stop you from healing. And there's like nothing about the animation prior that make you think that's a thing. Anyway, they're like some snake monsters that are like, you know, we're in the Erd tree or something like that. God, this is so annoying. What the fuck? The only bosses in Elden Ring I really like are like, the Castle Morn boss. He's super easy to overstat, but if you don't overstat him, it's a pretty fun moveset, honestly. I'm gonna let him do this explosion first, then I'm gonna summon our doggy. Because he keeps doing the explosion as soon as he spawns. It might have just been because where I was standing before. No, there it is. That's such a bullshit attack. Well, that's bad because now I don't have aggro. Rip whatever was standing over there. The asylum demons more or less are okay, but they're too easy, but they're not like annoying. Margit's not too bad. I mean, Margit definitely has some like, I'm delaying my attack, and then it fires off with a laser, so you can't reaction it. You have to memorize it. Right? He very much has that kind of game design, but it's not as prevalent as a lot of the other bosses. Oh, Godric's alright. He's got a few attacks that are kind of dumb, but not that big of a deal, really. Man, we did really poorly this time. Like, there's just no way you're gonna, like, dodge that intuitively, right? You can't see a damn thing. Like, if you're, like, a bow build and you're far away, sure, but... Like, I can't stand this boss. It's like, you're just guessing with your rolls for the most part. And then whenever he does that explosion thing, unless you're already far away from him, you're just going to get hit. Like, it's just such shitty game design. And like, yeah, if you're higher level and it doesn't do that much damage to you, you don't really care. But, you know, if it can like 1 or 2 shot you, it's just ridiculous. I don't think there was anything I could do there. Like, I'm just going to get hit every time. Oh, and Godfrey's not too bad. Like, Godfrey's not perfect. Like, he does do some bullshit, but I think Godfrey's a decent boss. Did he just do a Star Trek hammer fist? But yeah, Margit and Godric are pretty good boss fights. Like, they're not too ridiculous. It just sucks because I've always loved the boss fights in Souls games. They're normally like... oh yeah, Radahn is actually not that bad, honestly. I think Radahn is kind of unfun when you have the summons because it's so chaotic and ridiculous. And he'll just do like a lot of these bullshit attacks that aren't even targeting you. That makes it harder to dodge them. Like, that's not really that fun. But Radahn solo actually is not that bad. Mohg fucking sucks. I think Mohg is such a bad boss. Like, he just has so many attacks that you have to memorize. He's got nothing to do. They're just complete bullshit, like, attack patterns. He looks cool, and I don't mind the one you fight in the catacombs, right? But his phase 2 is just so stupid. It's like, oh, you thought the attack was over, but then it explodes! Right? And there's just so much nonsense like that. And a lot of his like blood claw attacks are like designed where they just like, you cannot roll in or roll this way or that way. You must roll in a very hyper specific way. Like they're so like contrived. Yeah, Sewer Moog is all right. That one's not too bad. That one's mostly fair. But his second phase is just so bullshit. Let's see here. Okay, I need to upgrade the axe. And then we mostly just need to kill Godfrey, right? And then we need to, you know, get the talismans we want, and then we can level up to whatever level range we want. Which I think we'll try like, I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. Like, I need to have 27 int at least. So it's whenever I can have 27 int, and then still have a reasonable amount of health. Right, that's kind of the level range we're gonna go with. Well, the thing is, if you don't like the typical like boss fight in a Souls game, like dodge and punish, you know, it's like a fighting game where you like look for, you know, windows that you can punish. Let's be honest, that's what it is, right? Like recovery frames and stuff. If you don't like that kind of gameplay, that's fine, but then you're just playing the wrong game. I mean, it's like it's so inherent to the genre. That's like what it's built on. That's like playing a fighting game when you don't like fighting games. It just doesn't make any sense. Because even like even something as gimmicky as like Dragon God, you know, you're still using like that typical kind of setup mechanically. That's just what it is. That's a big boy. Alright, you know what? We'll go for the Phantom. It was definitely a password summon. Got him. Could use the souls. $3,400, so he's about a 120 or so. Punchy MC Turtle. The thing is, it's not like Souls can't do other game design, but that's like what people want. That's like fundamentally what these games are. Is like the dodging and the spacing and the attacking and the recovery frames. Like that's like literally the game. Like you could turn Souls into a fucking strategy game if you wanted to, like units you could command and all kinds of nonsense, but that's just not what people want. I will say, I do see what you're saying though about how like Moog prevents other playstyles, like wanting to use hyper armor, and I do agree that's dumb, because you can still have the fundamentals of Souls games and still have things like hyper armor and, you know, the ability to you know, block or whatever, and like that I do agree with. Like Moog is really stupid, where he like always knocks you down, always pushes you back, and really limits your options like that. Like that's not, you know, necessary for it to be that way. Didn't I invade these guys earlier? And I've been saying for a while that I would like FromSoft to expand some of the other fundamentals of the game, you know, like adding perfect blocking and things like that. Which apparently Lies of P did that. What is your HP, dude? What the fuck? I don't know what killed him. Why are you so mashy, bro? Like, Oh, he died to Jim. Let's go. That's crazy how little HP that guy had. He must have like leveled all offensive stuff. And one thing I do like about Elden Ring, now this has nothing to do with boss design, right? This has to do with the character's toolkit. And I think the character's toolkit in Elden Ring is done pretty well for the most part. But like R2s, like weaving in R2s is a very practical thing to do, right? Because like in prior games, the extra time on an R2 versus the amount of damage and like knockdown it didn't make any sense, right? That's why in Dark Souls 3, and this sucks, I don't like this in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 3, anytime the boss is vulnerable to be attacked, you should always R1. Almost always. Because if there's enough time to do an R2, you probably have time to do 2 R1s. And that's more damage and more knockdown, right? Where in Elden Ring, that's not the case, right? Like if you have time to do an R2, it is worth the time in terms of knockdown, and that was a very good change. But the enemy design is just shite, right? That's the problem. I don't like the enemy design at all. But I really would like to see Elden Ring do more with like blocking. I've always said they should make it where if you're gonna have a big boss like Moog or a dragon or whatever, right? As it is now, you probably should not be able to just, you know, block them, right? But if you perfect block, you should. I think perfect blocking is a great mechanic. Like Van Dictus had it back in the day, felt really good. And you make it where you block, you know, pretty much right before the attack hits you, and you get like a huge bonus to your block, or you don't consume endurance when you block, when you perfect block, and things like that. And you can attack out of the block faster than if you did a normal block, right? No block stun, if you will. That'd be a really, really nice change. Like bonuses to being skillful with your shield, right? That's a really nice alternative to rolling all the time. Now, sure, there should be some attacks where like blocking should just be a fucking stupid idea. You know, if like the dragon rears up and is gonna like slam its entire body into the ground, you probably shouldn't be looking to block that unless maybe you're two-handing a great shield or something, right? But yeah, they really could improve some of that stuff. You know what? Let's see. It's a 3v1, it looks like. Let's see if we can get a classic blender. I don't have the goat talisman though, so this may not work. Okay, they're probably just gonna do the boss anyway. No, maybe not. Gentlemen. Well, got him with the classic roll catch there. I'm shocked this man did not run into the boss fog. By the way, axes are terrible. Like this range. This guy is manly. Definitely give him that. Oh, he's got a blue. Alexander. About to die because I'm dicking around here. Damn it. How did that blue die? You should have gone the other way. That's so messed up. That was a flash delivery right there. Well, that man gets a bow. He was manly. Okay, I'm trying to bow fucking Terry or whatever the fuck his name is over there. Jesus. What the hell is your problem? Dude's already dead. Shit. Put the air back in the pipes. I like how both of those summons, though, like just did the generic roll out and then they didn't double roll or anything, so they got instantly killed. The host didn't give a shit, though. He wanted you to point down, uh-huh. I actually suspect the next Okay, fuck this zone. I'm not. This just no. I hate this area. It takes forever to find anyone. It's dumb. Anyway, I suspect the next Souls game that's not going to be like some crazy side thing, you know, like Sekiro or whatever. But the next thing that's clearly like in the main line of like Demon Souls to Elden Ring, right? I suspect they are going to finally sort shields out. And it's because look at Dark Souls 3. You have the weapon arts, right? And they were kind of scuffed, but then they were like more refined in Elden Ring. And the equivalent of that in Elden Ring is the guard counter, which is scuffed as hell. But I suspect the will. Here's what I want to see. Next game, if you perfect guard, right, where you guard right before you get hit, your stam consumption for guarding goes way down or is removed, right? You can attack out of it much faster. The damage reduction is increased, and then you can guard counter much faster. Like it makes your guard counter animation like so much faster. So you can perfect block guard counter, perfect block guard counter. It's like this cool counter attack that you can only do if you're blocking, right? And especially practically if you're perfect guarding. So you can be like weaving in perfect guards and guard counters. That would be awesome, right? I would love that. There was actually a character in Vandictus that basically played that way, and it was super fun. So yeah, that would be really cool if they do something like that. Yeah, guard counters, I wouldn't say they're worthless, but they're only good against like very specific enemies. In situations and stuff. Like they're good for killing imps. They're really good for that. You know, I think by default I should have this on, so if I can Karen retaliation, and if I don't think I need it, I can switch it off. Yeah, guard counters are pretty crap. They're only good in a very narrow window of content. And we keep getting a lot of normies. It's because we're still like 19, so we're not like high enough yet. But I don't have, I'm not like ready to go higher because my talisman slots and all that are pretty scuffed. Can you imagine if he walked into that? I had to try. You never know. Want to buff because I actually want to see the damage difference between 73. That was not a good move. I hope you don't die to that. Fuck, he died to that. I guess he's taunting his own host. I don't know. Yeah, the noise doesn't help, I will say. Although it's pretty easy to respond to even without the noise, but there really is no reason to have that giant-ass noise. I don't know, if it was faster, I don't think the noise would matter. Oh yeah, blocking in PvP is awful unless you've got a build built around it. Which is a thing. There actually are setups that use blocking, and I don't mean spear poke bullshit, because obviously that's super annoying, but there are people that incorporate blocking pretty well. But you need to build really set up for it. You need good endurance. Because blocking in some very minor ways is better than rolling. Like, you can actually block out of a roll faster than you can roll a second time and things like that, right? There are uses to it, and there are times that it's actually quite good. But, and it also can be good for spacing, like staying close to the enemy and things like that. But just like randomly throwing out block in PvP is horrible, right? It's like one of the worst things you can do. I do think the reason though, like the guard break system needs to be in the game is because like otherwise the host will just turtle behind a shield while he's got the 2 password summons, right? And that's just awful. So like they definitely need the riposte off of a guard break. Like I think that's needed. But yeah, it's a tough balance. But that's where I think perfect blocking would be really interesting, because if you go for a perfect block and you fail, it should be pretty easy to get guard broken in PvP, right? And that is really punishing. But if you perfect guard and succeed, that should be a really good thing when you're like invaded and stuff, right? So that would be a nice risk-reward thing. And then the invader should be able to be like, okay, I think he's trying to perfect guard me, so the invader can try to like stagger their timings and get tricky like that. Just like, kind of like how you respond to parrying, right? So I think that would be pretty sweet, actually. Well, parrying is very different, though, because parrying is incredibly punishing if you fail it, if the person predicts it, because of the recovery animation. Where if you're going for a perfect block but fail, you're still blocking, which is better than just getting hit in the face and things like that. And obviously, even if you block something, you're generally not going to get guard broken one hit, right? Although if you do get guard broken one hit, then that's a problem. All right, where? Okay, they're not this way because that mob is not active. That door is open. Why does this keep happening? Maybe, actually, you know what? I have seen it where they're actually at the next bonfire and you invade down here for some reason. They're like 5 feet from the next bonfire. I don't think that's the case because they're popping out. Wait, nope, they are up here. Either that, no, they just came up here. God, this is confusing. It's just bad timing. They came up right as I left, I think. Wait a minute, maybe not. God damn it, now I think they are up. Oh, fuck. Oh, hey, thank you. I got a sub, essentially, on YouTube. Thanks, dude. I think you're my first one. I appreciate it. Would not have expected that during Elden Ring. I would have expected that during, like, FGO or something, but, How are the... Why did I invade down there if they're way out here, though? Yeah, I guess getting guard broken in PvE is not that bad. What the fuck is going on in this invasion right now? Maybe they were like peeking through a window and it made the game think they were in a different spot. Don't mind me, guys. That is a Morningstar. Very cool weapon. It's got the pretty good R2 running nonsense, but the rest of it's bad. That guy's fast rolling. They should really have buffed my weapon. Woo! The summon is way tankier than the host. Thought that would whiff. Damn it, I don't know why I went for that. That guy's playing like it's Dark Souls 3 with the Great Sword roll punishing, which doesn't really work over here, but... I would like to kill the Phantom first, but the host is so much more paper cannon-y. Well, all right. That's a thing. I guess you'll never take me alive? That was interesting. They actually almost killed me, though. I hear YouTube gives a better cut. I think it does. I think you are correct about that. Twitch is actually really bad about that. They're actually the worst in the industry right now. And they get away with that because they're the leader, right? But they're The thing at Twitch, and here's the thing, I'm not saying this to be a jackass to like Twitch employees or anything. I actually want Twitch to succeed because I have an invested interest if it does, right? So obviously, and I don't want people to like go hungry or anything. So of course, you know, I have no problem with Twitch being successful. But Twitch has done a lot of very things to just make the user experience crap over the years, right? And it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And so they've given people all of the reasons to not use Twitch and to use YouTube or Kick or anything else, right? They had such a lead that they could have just like been like Steam, where there was no reason to use anything but Twitch. But they've really squandered it. It was a big mistake because like how with Steam, you don't need two Steams, right? That is a winner take all kind of industry, right? People don't want 30. It's just like with Amazon, right? Like with online ordering, that's a winner take all industry. There's no reason to use the second best Amazon, right? It just doesn't work that way. And streaming is pretty similar to that. And because Twitch had such an established user base and they got in early, which is so big, they really, if they had just buckled down and been more like Steam, where Steam focused massively on making sure it was good user experience and that kind of thing, if they had done the same, their competition would have never gotten off the ground. There would just be no reason to use YouTube, Facebook, Kick, or any of that stuff if Twitch is fine, right? If everything about Twitch is good, then, you know, why do you need two streaming platforms, right? But they messed up, right? Twitch is really messed up. I think they still have a big enough of a lead that they could recover, right? I think they could still become the streaming platform and where there's not going to be any competition. But they're not doing it right now, right? They're shooting themselves in the foot pretty hard. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I only watch Twitch now when someone I really like is streaming and it's brought to my attention outside of Twitch, right? Like they post on their Discord or whatever. Like when Ouroboros streams, I really like watching his streams, right? But yeah, there's too many ads. You know, there's just so many problems. It's super, and yeah, they don't give the streamer a good cut, right? And the thing is that as a viewer, because I'm a streamer too, but like as a viewer, I want the streamer to make their living smoothly so they can stream as much as they want, right? Because I like watching my favorite streamers, and so I don't want them having problems with like finances and whatnot, right? It makes it, you know, makes my entertainment smoother. But yeah, Twitch is like 70-30 or something like that. Or no, they're 50-50 still, right? It's all the other ones are 70-30 in the favor of the streamer. I think that's what it is. Okay, we're not getting a lot of invasions here, so maybe get some stuff done. All right, we have our axe. We really just need to kill Godfrey. There's a few ways we can go about this. Where can I buy a good crossbow? 'Cause I know crossbows really wreck Godfrey if you want to play it safe with like your weapon upgrades being low. I have my magic, but you know, we could, you know what? Fuck it. We're a mage. Well, let's see how we can do here if we go heavy magic against Godfrey. I'm curious what kind of magic damage he'd take. We need then a very efficient mana to damage ratio. I mean, we're not a mage, but we're a magic knight, right? So okay. Let's see. Do that. I would guess that a really efficient mana to damage would just be some of the vanilla stuff, like regular glintstone pebble. Because comet, I don't think is very efficient. Whoops. Wait, did I have comet or did I have great glintstone? Uh-oh. I think I had great glintstone. Let me check on that. Yeah, that's what I was using. It's kind of hard to know without just testing it, really. That's 12. This is 7. So this has to do basically double damage to be better. Now, that can be a bit tricky to test because some enemies have magic defense and all kinds of nonsense. there's like counter damage and so on and so forth. All right, 109. 167. That, I don't think that's efficient. New FCO gameplay looking sick, yeah, all right. Apparently, Nasu wants to make a Souls-like or something, so... Boy, I don't know, man. Like, Time Moon has a pretty bad track record with, like, who they hire to make their games and stuff, so... Not great. I could try Piercer. But, I doubt that's mana efficient either. Because we gotta play the long game. Okay, I think we're just gonna use regular glintstone shard here, glintstone pebble, whatever. That seems like it's the best one. Did I get? Yeah, I did. Okay, we're ready. I could boost my sorcery damage here. Okay, hold on. There's actually a lot I can do. I can do that. Probably do this. It's either that or I increase my casting speed. Making the first hit do less damage is pretty nice because I'm really under leveled, so I'm very one-shottable. I've never fought. Oh wait a minute, I need blue juice. Boy, that'd have been a mistake. Let me get all PvE set up here. I'm going the wrong way. I have to undo this, though, when I, go back to PvP. Surely that'll do, right? 7 and 7? Probably could have done 8 and 6. Dude, there is a weapon in Dark Souls 2. I think it's called Blue Flame or something like that. It's a straight sword, magic straight sword like this. But it's R2, cast whatever spell you have. So you can be like rotating, you can basically be switching your R2 up as the fight progresses. And you can, it was so much fun, dude. I loved that setup. And Dark Souls 2 had like the most legit spells with like different roll timings, but like being fair and like balanced. That was just so much fun. But yeah, if Elden Ring had that, I would love that on a Magic Knight. Because like having a staff kind of looks stupid. Be nice if I could cast through a shield or a sword, right? I'd much prefer that. Varian Slicer is the best? Really? Huh. That's interesting. I mean, that seems pretty efficient, like... Wait, I'm using Great. That's the one I want. I don't know, this is more efficient, but I might actually have the mana to be able to be a little inefficient. Uh-oh. It's weird, like casting magic like this. I just don't play that way very much. Little blue stuff going everywhere. Oh. Man, he slaps. All right. Of course that just one-shots me. This game, dude. Oh wait, can you just jump over that attack? I'm pretty sure you can. Like, rolling in is a really easy way to dodge it, but if I'm trying to use spells, obviously getting closer to him doesn't really make a lot of sense. Unless we did do Carrion Slicer, then I guess it would. You should really only roll backwards if you're kind of far away already. I don't know, I kind of want to try Carrion Slicer now, though. That kind of sounds awesome. Oh, God. Of course, there's a third. That's pretty effective. Maybe the next boss we fight. Oh, God. We do Carrion Slicer and see. Like, there's no better way to test it than, you know, just seeing it, so. I could smack him with it and see the... Let me get my mana back, though. The thing is, it's just so easy to just smack him from range, this thing in this fight. Your windows to punish at close-up are a lot less. Like, unironically, this is super effective, what I'm doing. How come we can't do cool axe attacks like that? Like, God, give me that poke he's oh, God. Like, that poke he's doing, let me do that in PvP. Roll catch some people. Just like that. Let me do that. Oh, I see. Carrion Slicer takes less FP than Pebble does. Huh. Okay, yeah, that probably is the most efficient then. That's kind of cool, actually. The question is, though, does it do more damage than my regular magic sword? Because that doesn't take FP to swing at all. My damage is pretty crap, though. Look at you not destroying pillars. You know who can destroy pillars? Smo. What a badass. Fucking love Smo, dude. One of my favorite characters in Dark Souls. Uh-oh. That hitbox. Surprisingly bad. Okay. We shoot the big ones. I still have quite a bit of blue juice, so. If I'd been using that the whole time, the boss would be dead already. That was pretty easy. Obviously, we played like a chicken shit, but you know, for efficiency, that was pretty good. Okay, we finally got our 4th talisman slot after having invaded, you know, an ungodly amount of times. We should go get the bull goat talisman. It's just Godfrey's like clone or, you know, essence, avatar, or whatever. Memory. He's fine. I'm sure that wouldn't work on the actual Godfrey. I wonder if they fixed this. Doubt it, but this honestly doesn't have much purpose because it's pretty easy to get up. Well, maybe they did fix it. I know they fixed a lot of like jump nonsense, but so close. It sucks there's no Godfrey ending, and apparently there's video wait. There's voice lines in the game that were unused. That sounds like the tutorial was supposed to be outside of the Lands Between. Like and you're like hanging out with Godfrey in some place. Because, you know, he's like the leader of the Tarnished and stuff. So that sounded pretty cool. But it got cut. Which is unfortunate because the tutorial in Elden Ring is just kind of pathetic. Alright, well, we've made some real progress. Do we need to kill Morgott on this character? I mean, I guess yes, because eventually we need to get the Tree Blessing +2, whatever the hell it's called. You know, the Ring of Favor +2, let's be honest. We need to get one of those. Oh fuck, I forgot to get my flask back. Let's try out some Slicer. Probably should have done cast speed in that case, but I don't know, that damage was only at 114. Not that great, all things considered. The 80, I mean, it's more than my regular melee, but not that great. Also, God, the frame rate is horrible out here. Oh yeah, you can backstab them. That is really funny. I do need to get a Knight Sorcery for PvE, because enemies don't dodge those. Or they don't auto-dodge them anyway. That is so bullshit. That is so bullshit, dude. That was kind of, the whole thing though was kind of scuffed because I didn't have my flasks after fighting the boss. But like, you could see the sword in front of me, like the blue had already come out. And it didn't, I didn't have a hitbox though. Let's see here. Oh. Wait, did I have one of those? Okay, no, I didn't. That's another thing I need to do though, is get more of those. Let's see. There's actually a bunch in this area I haven't gotten yet. I haven't gone over there. I haven't gone to that one. Certainly haven't gone to that one. And then there's the ones out in the snow area. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill Morgott because I need to get those. And the game minimized. What the hell? Okay, I'm back in. I have died so many times. I have not died once in PvP tonight, I don't think, but I've died to a lot of stupid shit in PvE. Although being level 19 with a +3 definitely increases your odds of dying a good bit. I don't know if I'm actually gonna jump attack that much, really. Guess we'll find out. That attack, again, it's like randomly delayed and then fires off like a laser. Although if you're farther away from her, you actually can react to it, but if you're nearer, you have to memorize it, generally. Why did the game not lock on? Strange that it knocks them down, even when it's not fully charged. Dude, I hate how many attacks they have that come out like so fast. Like basically their whole shtick is they have a bunch of attacks that have all these weird delays and then fire off like a laser, right? And then they have a bunch of attacks that basically have no tell on it that you have to like be spamming roll to not get hit by like in advance. It's just so silly. Of course. Man, if that went farther, like Moonveil, that'd be amazing. That's why Moonveil's so good. And you know it does 1 billion damage. There's that too. Okay. Actually, PvE and PvP do have a lot of crossover, like just having good timing and not wasting time like with trying to punish and that kind of thing. It's kind of criminal that there's no hidden stuff in this room. Okay, so we need to get Bull Goat Talisman. We need to get the flask amount heal boosty thingy. We're pretty ready though, I think, to like there's nonsense I need to get. Like I know there's other casting. There's like a better talisman that boosts your like sorcery damage more and stuff like that. But I think we're pretty ready to go to 50 or 60 or whatever we want. I just need to grab a talisman or two. Like I mean to be truly ready, I need to get the in-game stuff, but yeah, I think next stream we'll do that. Why can I not use my map? I think it's because those zombies are looking at me. I can't use my map. Ridiculous. And then we gotta decide what weapons we want. Have to look at our stats. I'm thinking halberd, definitely. These swords, obviously. We might be able to work a claymore in. I still can't use my map. Do I have to kill every one of these fucking zombies? I mean, look at how many there are. Are you kidding me? I was using the wrong sword that entire time. Yeah, the casting speed ring is not really that needed for Carrion Slicer because the follow-up attack doesn't have the cast. And you just do the initial attack with a running attack if you want to. I don't know though, from mix-up, sometimes I guess it's good not to do that. Of course, there's one more. All right. I'm pretty sure. Wait, no, I'm in the wrong. It's over here. Yeah, it's along this way. I'm in the complete wrong part of the map. No witnesses. That is kind of obnoxious, though, that a zombie can just be looking at you from that far away and it'll keep you in combat forever. Okay, yeah, well, now we're going the right way. Yeah, those right there, if I remember correctly, can be used to craft a bunch of nonsense. But they don't respawn on the map, so you have to farm them off enemies, and the drop rate is really bad. It's one of those. I wonder what the DLC is going to do with that kind of stuff. Wait, am I supposed to be down there? I don't think so. I'm really excited for the DLC because it's a chance to see if FromSoft decides to like change their boss design or you know, make some of the items buyable that aren't buyable right now. Though I'm not gonna lie, I completely think that they are going to just continue for Elden Ring, right? I think they're going to continue down this design philosophy for the way they do bosses. And yeah, that sucks. Like I'm so not into that. I don't enjoy it at all. And they're gonna want to try to one-up Melania, so it's just gonna be like so cancer. But hopefully the ad, I want like some cool axe. That's a normal sized axe, not a great axe. That's actually good. That would be awesome. I'd say I don't think that the DLC is always extra degenerate. I think a lot of the DLCs have been really good. It's not perfect, right? There's definitely like the fucking snow DLC in Dark Souls 2 is pretty bad, but yeah, I think Fume Knight was a really well-designed boss. I think Sir Alone was a really good designed boss. I just think the run back to him was terrible. How is that reasonable? Adir's awesome. Adir's like my favorite boss, I think, gameplay-wise. He's my favorite boss, I think, in the entire series. All of his attacks are like reasonable to react to, but they're mixed up and varied, right? Like the way you react to a lot of his attacks are just very different. But even his giant laser attack is telegraphed fairly, right? You don't have to memorize it like a game of Simon Says or something. Like, Sister Frida's kind of dumb. Especially because, like, the optimal way to fight her at low level is to just, like, wait. Right, you just stay away from her and let her do her lunge attacks and you just keep punishing that. That's not very fun. But then, like, if you try to stay close to her, her moveset is just bullshit. And there's also some DLC bosses that are just, like, bad, right? Like, the wolf champion guy, that's just not a very good boss fight. The stupid invisible tiger, you know? Well, if I'm just rolling at random, because you basically have to with these guys. Jesus. Alright. Now I have to get out of here. This bear has so much health. It takes so long to kill him at this level. I did kill run bears earlier on in the playthrough, but like my damage is so bad now. That's the wrong way. I will say the first DLC for Dark Souls 3 is not very good. Like on a lot of levels, because first off, it's only got 2 bosses, right? So it's a lot of wandering around fighting the same trash mobs over and over again. Like, it really is lame. There's only 2 bosses. So the trash mob exploration to boss ratio is really bad. And then one of the bosses is just an NPC with a wolf mini boss, right, tacked onto it. It's terrible. And then Frida is kind of hit or miss. You know, like to some degree, it's kind of enjoyable, but on the other hand, it is kind of silly. And it's just not worth how much effort the rest of the DLC is, right? That's honestly pretty bad. But Ringed City was really good. I think Ringed City was a really, really, really good DLC. And I think Dark Souls 1's DLC is amazing. Every boss is good in Dark Souls 1's DLC. Every single boss. And what's really special about the DLC in Dark Souls 1 is it feels exactly like the base game in terms of like the zone, right? Like the amount of trash mobs you fight relative to how many bosses you fight. It just feels like more of the base game, right? There's 4 bosses, right, in the DLC for Dark Souls 1. And like they're not spread out. You know, it doesn't take 8 years. We're like Dark Souls 2's DLC is like way more trash, way less bosses. You have to fight way more trash, do way more exploration just to get to 1 boss. And that sucks. I'm not really a fan of that. Yeah, Dark Souls 1's DLC is almost like perfect. Right? Like it's just done so well. I've heard Bloodborne's is really good too, but I've not played Bloodborne yet. It's the only Souls game I haven't played because PlayStation exclusive. But one day. So yeah, we'll just have to see with Elden Ring. I don't know. I hope it's good. I want to like it. Like I'm rooting for it, but I'm very skeptical because I really just don't like Elden Ring's PvE that much. Kind of through and through. It's just I was not a fan of it. So we know that isn't there like a magic tower out in the snow area that has the talisman that boosts your sorceries more? That's something I need to get. I obviously need to get all the bonus flask stuff. Okay, let me at least get the one out here, because that's not even hard to get. I forgot to get the bonfires out here. You have got to be kidding me. And then the big thing I need to get is the Urtree's Favor +2. I could get the +1 right now. Relatively easily, because you don't even have to fight Moog. You can just run past, grab it in the chest, and that's that. But I find only really the +2 one is all that worth using in my experience. I mean, if you have nothing else to equip, it's fine. Did I get the lightning strike guy out here? Doesn't look like it. I don't see this build using that, but can we just have Bloodborne on PC? I would just be so happy. I'm so excited to try that game. It's the one that got away. Really? Fucking Robin Hood on the catapult here. Of course. There is a bonfire over there, but I'm kind of too lazy to go get it. Hi, guys. Don't mind me. Yeah, that's the thing. Sony, I could totally see just remastering it and then making that a PlayStation exclusive to try to get people to buy the console. And the thing is, it'll work. So they don't... I mean, I think they would do better to put it on PC because I think it's just going to sell so many more copies to do that. And Sony has started to put some games on PC, but I don't think they're gonna do it for Bloodborne. Just like they didn't do it for Demon Souls, right? Pretty sure there's a bonfire in here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Oh wow, Demon Souls didn't get DLC. How about that? That was an older time where DLC was not so standard. I'd say it was a content complete game, but they did cut a lot of stuff that they never wanted to cut, like the giant zone and all that, which is unfortunate. Get some soul items. I have a lot of those. I can probably get to my desired soul level range by using those. It's a shame I dropped my souls. I know that almost never happens. It was just because I was trying to do that stupid... Wait. This is not the right spot. I was trying to do that stupid room just for funsies. I got one shot by that perfumer. I have kind of gotten disoriented because of that. Grace is not like located where I thought it was. Yeah, we need to go over here. Okay, I got it now. Some people think the Land of the Giants was going to be the DLC. I don't know, that was pretty like unstandard at the time. And then looking at what was like completed, it just kind of looks like it was just straight up cut. But it's hard to say. And like, I can't even imagine they would have planned DLC for Demon Souls, because when, you know, it was such a troubled development cycle, right? And, you know, Miyazaki came in pretty late. Well, I don't know about late, but, you know, they were already going in a totally different direction with the game, and then he came in and he changed a lot. And then it didn't do very well at first, right? When it first came out, it didn't sell very well. It ended up doing better, like, way after the fact. And then when it came to the West, it did way better. So, I'd be surprised if they were planning DLC for it, just considering the fucked up development cycle. And they kind of saw it as, like, cutting their losses. So I know they kind of had just accepted that Demon Souls was going to be a failure, so they let Miyazaki just do whatever the hell he wanted with it. And they're like, yeah, we're going to lose money on this one. So with a game like that, I would be surprised if, like, oh yeah, and we're totally going to do DLC for it. I feel like the only reason people think that is because it's like the Land of the Giants, and then Dark Souls. Lordran is Land of the Giants. But like, you could obviously have just taken that concept and, you know, revisited it. Also, the whole giant concept is incredibly different in Dark Souls compared to Demon Souls. By the way, Lordran is the best name for any of the kingdoms that we've, like, visited. Lands Between is stupid. That's, like, the worst one by a mile. Drangleic is pretty meh. Also, everything about Drangleic is just not awesome. And, like, it just makes no sense. It's like, to this day, this makes no sense, and almost no one even mentions this because it makes so little sense. Like, you go through a fucking portal in Dark Souls 2, right? So, like, you start off the game and presumably, like, the main world, normal world of Dark Souls or whatever, but then you open up this, like, magical portal and go off to, like, a different dimension, and that's somehow Drangleic. And that is never explained. That is never expanded on. Dark Souls 3 doesn't try to fix it. They're like, it's just nonsense. Like, Dark Souls 2 is so tacked on, it's painful. Like, all the lore is just so pulled out of their ass. And then Miyazaki, like, tried to make it more natural in Dark Souls 3, but, like, it's just so out of place. And all the Dark Souls 2 fans act like it's not the case. And look, there's things I like about Dark Souls 2, but that doesn't change the fact that they made that shit up. Like, just completely. Boletaria is pretty great, though. I will say that. Like, Boletaria is really cool. I like Boletaria and Lordran are really special. are some zones, though, in Dark Souls 2 that do look really, really good. Like the dragon area and all that. Alright. Our, flask isn't maxed, but I would think +9 will be good enough. Well, I don't know. When we go to, like, level 50 or whatever, our health pool is gonna be pretty big. Maybe it won't be big enough. Aldia is cool, but it's really funny. People act like Aldia is this big game changer that like turned the lore on its head. He's not. Like at all. Like Gwen committing the first sin and all this. This is not new. Right? This is not. You can figure all that out in Dark Souls 1. Aldia is cool though. And his voice actor kills it. I really did not enjoy my first playthrough of Dark Souls 2. I was like enjoying it for like a little bit just because it was a sequel to Dark Souls, and then like by the time I got to Earthen Peak or whatever, I realized just how bad of a game it was, and I was like, this is so not as good as the original. I really sunk in at that point, like how much of a clown show it was. Like the just sloppy hitboxes, all the repetitive enemies, just so much boring crap. You know, you can catch on pretty quick to, you know, Dark Souls 1, it's like, you see it off in the distance, that's actually where it is, and the geography syncs up, where in Dark Souls 2 it doesn't, right? And that just kind of sets the scene for all the problems in Dark Souls 2. Now, I came around to enjoying it to an extent when they added things like Fume Night and all that. You know, there are aspects of Dark Souls 2 that I did very much enjoy, but, it's the black sheep for a reason. You know, people try to act like, you know, people are unfair to it. They're not. People are not unfair to Dark Souls 2 at all. You know, that doesn't mean there aren't good things about it, and that doesn't mean it can't be, like, subjectively something you really like, of course. But there is a very good reason why, like, it's held in much lower regard than every other game in the series. It is a sloppy mess of a video game. I did not redo my flasks. Fuck, I have so little healing right now. I'm also fat rolling. I'm not even wearing a 4th talisman. Boy, this is a good start. Gentlemen, I kind of hope this is a really easy invasion because I'm so not prepared. I could take a freebie right now. All right, Pooh Bear. I should have gotten that guy with my magic. Okay, super easy invasion. Thank goodness, because I'm a mess. That guy just killed himself with his Ash of War. The self-damage killed him. I think Mr. Bear did more damage than I did. Okay, let's fix this nonsense. Also, this was wrong, although that's not terrible. Do I want this or not? Dude, I can't wait for Piercer and the hammer. We really gotta get on that. I mean, I could try. Oh, fuck, no, I can't. My weapon upgrades need to go up to, like, +10 or something when I do it. And I don't have... I don't have, like, the thing over here and all kinds of stuff. I don't have the souls. Damn it. I guess I shouldn't have lost my souls earlier then. That's right, because I need to buy the weapon upgrade stuff. Crap. I didn't think about that. What I need is one of those password summons that's level 700, and then they die to gravity, and then you get like 300,000 souls or whatever, or 30,000 souls or something. I can't remember what it is, but those are always nice. I love when you get someone that is not like high level, but they're like level capped, and like generally those are cheaters. and then they're super bad at the game. That is always so funny. And you kill them on like a level 20. But my loot is right in front of me, game. I can use the cannon because the cannon's effective even if you don't have the stats for it, so I do need to get that as well. I'll try to use it very sparingly though, because I know I am trying to be a magic knight here. I did not change my flasks again. Oh god. We're still scuffed. And this is a password summon. My own damn fault on that one. That guy's really mashy because he wants to bleed. Woo! I would love golden parry here. It's really good for parrying the running attacks because you can do it farther away. That guy really likes his FP moves. That was way too soon. God damn it. Now the cat's out of the bag. I won't use it again for a while. Just try to make them forget about it. Oh. I lied. I mean, he's just standing there, so... Woo, that almost got me. Holy crap. If he had delayed that a little bit longer, that would have gotten me. What is this guy doing? I could have killed the host right there if I wanted to, but that'd be no fun. It's weird that he switched to that because his host was using that and, you know, very ineffectively, so. I had to move my swing to not kill the host there. Dude, I had to really work to kill that phantom. So I wanted the extra soul. It's worth 3,100, dude. Like, I'll take it. The hose is worth 135. I really am surprised he swapped to Lion's Claw though when the host had been using it and it wasn't working. At least they were good sports though. They weren't like being dicks or anything. Hold on, I'm just out of curiosity. I want to know what levels they were. So he was what, 300 or 3,160 or some shit. So he was 113-ish. And the host was like 135, which that is level that can't be right. And it's saying that's not even a soul amount that you can get. What was it? He was around level like 13, 15 or something, which is surprising. It's pretty rare that you invade someone lower level. But I may have seen the souls wrong, but it's not quite right. He was like 13 to 15, I think. What it seems like. They would have won if they had 3 lion's claws. That would actually be terrifying if you had 3 people and the like had good spacing, and they didn't just throw it out willy-nilly, right? Like they waited to do it until like someone like did a swing or got a running attack hit or something, and then they did it staggered like perfectly, like boom, 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 right? Obviously if all 3 did it like boom, 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 and they did it like without something preceding it, it wouldn't be very good. But yeah, if they were like getting in your face, doing some running attacks, maybe someone landed AR1 and then all 3 of them did it, one after the other, like at perfect timing, that would just be horrifying. Very likely that you would get hit, especially if their spacing was good, and they were like from slightly different angles and stuff. Lion's Claw actually is good, but it's way better on... It's rare that I say this. It's better on the invader's side, generally. And it's because it's best used to hit trade. And generally, invaders can't afford to hit trade unless they're specifically using something very hit tradey. But the host side is always trying to make you hit trade, right? So it's really easy to get in a fight where the enemies are just like, get him, attack, 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 right? And then they'll just like running attack into your lion's claw, and then you murder them, right? So it's quite effective on the invader side, but on the host side, the invader not always. There's some dumbass invaders out there. Don't get me wrong, and there's some invaders that are mashy and using some OP build. They're trying to one-shot the host with a running attack or whatever. But most reds are having to dodge around a lot and be a bit more evasive, I suppose. So they're less likely to just go from some idiot trade. Now again, that can change based on the level range and the particular invader. But on the invader side, it's very easy to find situations you could use Lion Claw effectively. On the host side, it's kind of hit or miss. And you can't use it like what they were doing. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just like you can't just throw it out from neutral, right? That doesn't work, right? You have to do it as like a follow-up or as a response, right? You have to do something funky with it. Otherwise, it's just way too telegraphed and easy to deal. That guy does not have a lot of health. What the heck? I forgot to change my flasks again. I don't think this guy has any idea how to deal with magic. Well, that was kind of bully. So, okay, I like low-level PvP in that you don't get one-shot. I agree. That is actually really nice. My whole problem with low-level PvP would be alleviated if people could just be normal, right? So the issue I have with low-level PvP is it's easy to either invade someone like we just saw that they're like hopeless, right? It's gonna be so easy for you if you're an experienced invader. Or you get like 2 password summons that are so absurd that you have to hit them 30 billion times and like, it's just awful, right? So it's really easy for it to be unbelievably unfair to you or incredibly easy for you. You don't get that sweet middle ground, right? I find like 45, 55, you're still decently tanky. People don't die too quick. And there's a little bit more consistency, right? Obviously it's not perfect either. The problem is those level ranges end up being kind of inactive, so Now, what you should do, and I do this sometimes, but I've just been lazy. And also on this character, I'm trying to win, so I get, I'm unironically, I want to win to get rune arcs, right? Because I don't have that many yet. But anyway, what I oftentimes do is if I invade people that are clearly, like, actually new or in really bad gear, I'll, like, downgrade the crap out of my stuff. But it's just a lot of clicking and stuff, so I get too lazy sometimes. Also, there's nothing you can do, like, if... It's one thing if the host is inexperienced, but when the host and the Phantom is inexperienced, it's so easy, right? Unless, like, they happen to be using weapons that are extra cancer or something, but it's generally so easy that it's hard to make it interesting. I really just did not grab any of the graces out here. I didn't even grab the one up here. Okay, let me go do that while I'm trying to invade. So I made a super low level invasion build. I did pretty much everything that you needed to do to set a PvP character up at level 1 and plus 0. It was super annoying. I hated doing it. The PvE was awful. And then like right as I was done, like a lot of the information really got known about how the matchmaking works, and it came out that there is no reason to be plus 0. Under any, you should always be at least plus 3. Right? Unless you like don't want to be able to invade plus 5s and like plus 6s and stuff. But I don't care. So I went through all that suffering for fucking nothing. And then I ended up leveling the character to level 5 anyway because there's also no reason to be level 1. So yeah, it was a whole... Oh no. Oh, it's Karen retaliation time, boys. Messed that up. There we go. He actually might be smart enough to stop spamming the magic. We'll see. Ah, that sucks. Oh, I don't have my casty thing on. I was gonna do carry slicer and stuff, but that's weird. Man, I meant to target the other guy. He wasn't going sideways. That would have hit him. I'd really like to get my weapon buff because these guys are easy to spinning slash, I suspect. I am correct. Good job, you killed your buddy. I don't know why he did that. It was kind of obvious I was going to parry it. That's what I've been doing this entire time. I'm the better wizard, sir. $195. He was higher level than the other guy. I do like how that caster though killed his buddy with his spell. I have no idea why I did that. I've been parrying it basically every time, so. Oh, I think the game crashed. Not like this. Shit. Well, that's not a bad time to wrap up anyway. I got some stuff I should do, and we have a lot of really boring stuff to do in PvE, so I will just do that off stream, right? I need to just run around and grab stupid stuff. But next stream, I think we're gonna start like trying to get ready to go towards 50 or 60 or whatever. Because although it's fun playing at low level, I already have a low level character, right? Although I am surprised at how playable a caster is at this level. Like at level I'm 19, right? I could be like 20 and get the same invasions. This is a lot more like playable than I thought, right? Like the carrying slicer is perfectly viable. The little pebble shot, swift shot, is viable. And they're actually good. Like, I don't think they're better than, I don't think this mage character is better than my other level 20 person, but it's like a viable side thing. So at some point, I wouldn't mind having a low level caster. Actually, it's better than I thought it would be. Because I am worried, I might even back up my save in case this happens. Because I'm worried I'm going to take this character to 60 or, whatever, and there's just nothing. I just get so few games, right? And it's not worth it. And if I wanted to go to like 130 or whatever, I've already got a caster at 130. Although if 130 is not active, man, so I don't know, maybe I need to go to 200 or something. Somebody needs to be high level, but you don't have to sacrifice vigor for good magic. Yeah, I know, you really don't. That's the thing. I have no idea why so many casters have no health. Anyway, boys, thank you so much for hanging out. We will probably play Arc Knights tomorrow. I think the Arc Knights update is tomorrow, right? I think new main story, and main story in Arc Knights is always super fun. And I think there's an FGO update really soon too, right? Finally, it's been like over a month and they haven't done anything. But so yeah, we got FGO and Arc Knights coming up. But anyways, I'm out of here, boys. We will raid Cairo over on Twitch, and on YouTube you can have a gold star because there's not much else I can do over there. But thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.